Beloved soul, have you ever felt that your silence speaks louder than words? That your quiet moments are filled with a sacred language only heaven understands? But here's the question. What if that sacred stillness is being misunderstood by the one who loves you most? That person who stands on the edge of their courage, held back by the fear of misreading your silence? Welcome to Angel Messages for You, your haven, where the unspoken language of the heart is gently translated into heavenly nudges toward connection. If you've ever guarded a tender heart behind silent strength, this message is your divine reassurance. So before we dive deeper, hit that subscribe button now, because the bridge between your silence and their hope is about to be built. And when these words resonate with the quiet longing in your spirit, comment below. Write, "I received this confirmation." That simple step turns your holy silence into a sacred conversation. Picture this. You haven't said much. You've stayed quiet, holding your feelings close, watching from the shadows, but they saw. Oh, they always saw. Every glance, every smile you held back, every moment you wanted to speak but didn't. They noticed, they felt something stir inside because they're deeply in love with you. And they don't know how to carry it anymore. They act like it's all under control, pretending to be fine, but heaven sees the truth. They're not sleeping well. They replay moments in their mind, the ones you shared or the ones they wished they had the courage to create, but something holds them back. That something is your silence. It shakes them because they don't know what it means. Is it peace, protection, pain? They fear misreading you. They don't want to push past your boundaries, but they also don't want to walk away. You've changed their world's rhythm. You awakened something no one else could reach. They don't just like you, they see you. They see someone rare, gentle and real, yet guarded by battles fought quietly, someone who hides tears behind strength, and they respect that. They respect you deeply, but their heart aches because love knocks and silence answers the door. They wonder, are you waiting for a sign too? Are you afraid like they are? Maybe you feel the same, but your silence is louder than your hope. Angels watch over both of you, whispers rise in heaven. Because two souls were never meant to drift apart like this. Not when God Himself knit the thread between you, so tight, so sacred, so sure. But someone must speak. Right now they hesitate, afraid your stillness might mean rejection. Afraid your distance is dismissal. Afraid your silence is a final answer. Even though they don't want it to be, they pray, they cry, they smile through the ache. Because heaven knows and heaven speaks. You are not cold. You are not cruel. You are just careful. You've learned the cost of speaking too soon, the pain of trusting too quickly. But this time it's different. This person is here not to break you, but to understand you. But here's the catch. They can't walk through the door if you never unlock it. Even a whisper would help. A kind gaze, a short message, a gentle sign, a little openness. You don't have to pour out your heart. Heaven says, let them know you see them. Let them know your silence isn't rejection. Because right now they're standing at the edge, love trembling in their chest. They're ready but scared. Not of love, but of misreading you. Getting it wrong, stepping where they're not welcome. You've always been strong, but this time your strength might look like a small word. A soft yes, a subtle opening, because they've already opened themselves. They've fallen and don't know how to rise without your response. Type, "I receive this confirmation" in the comments if your heart knows this message is yours. Tap like if your silence has been sacred but you're ready for divine movement. And subscribe to Angel Messages for You so you never miss the words meant to find you. If this message is healing a silent ache in your heart, send a super thanks as a faith seed to help extend this gentle clarity to others navigating the space between love and silence. They sit sometimes, phone in hand, typing, deleting, hesitating. Not because they don't want to talk, but because they don't know if you want them to. Your silence has become a mystery, a holy pause, a question they can't answer. They tell their friends they're okay, but they're not. They've seen signs, they've felt God's hand in this, but they wait, and it's getting hard. How long do you wait for someone who says nothing? How long do you love in silence when all you want is just one word from them? They're not asking for everything, just something, anything. A glance, a message, a small door of hope. But your silence has become a wall, and they don't know how to climb it. Angels say this isn't pride, it's fear. They aren't too proud to love you, they're afraid they already do and that you might not care, but heaven knows you do care. You cry about them in secret. You ask God, why don't they move? But they're asking the same thing, crying the same prayers. And the answer isn't in heaven anymore, it's in your hands. Sometimes love isn't delayed. It's just waiting for a whisper, a signal, a yes. You don't need a perfect moment. You need a real one. God says, don't overthink what's holy. Don't silence something sacred. If your spirit is stirred, that's not emotion, it's confirmation. Love stands at your door and it's been there a long time. They tried to forget you but couldn't. To move on, but everything felt empty, less alive, less true. Because the truth is, you're the one they asked heaven about. And heaven whispered your name back, but they can't do this alone. God isn't asking you to chase, He's asking you to open, just enough for love to breathe, just enough for hope to show you don't have to be loud or explain your past. Just be present. Just be kind. Just be willing. You've been hiding behind your silence, but love is knocking louder now. They're about to give up if they don't hear you knock back. Do you feel this? Do you hear their heart calling yours? Comment, I receive this sacred love. If this message breaks your silence today, like this video if your heart awakens and you feel the Spirit guiding your next step. Subscribe to Angel Messages for you so you never miss divine words sent just for you. And if you're moved to honor this message, send a super thanks to help reach other silent hearts waiting for a sign. They remember the way you looked at them, once, maybe for a second, but it stayed with them. They didn't imagine it or dream it, it was real and they've held on to it ever since. They didn't say anything that day because they didn't want to ruin something holy. They didn't know if you were ready or if you even noticed, but heaven noticed and never forgot. Angels say they've been in love longer than you know, longer than they admitted, even to themselves. But your silence created a question they didn't know how to answer. They wondered, were they being foolish? Were you just being polite? Was your quiet a no cloaked in kindness? But it wasn't that. Your silence came from pain, disappointment, heartbreaks they never saw. You weren't ignoring them, you were protecting yourself, you weren't shutting them out. You were trying to heal in a world that never gave you space to breathe. And angels understand, so does God, and so do they. They never stopped loving you. They just didn't know if love was still safe for you. But love is supposed to feel safe, to give you rest, not pressure or fear. They've seen glimpses of your heart, and those glimpses wrecked them in the best way. You didn't need to speak loudly. Your presence spoke louder. Your stillness, your smile, your spirit. They've read your silence like poetry, but even poems have endings. They need a response. They're trying to be patient, but they hurt because they don't know if your quiet is holy or permanent. You were made for more than wondering, and so were they. This love isn't like the others. It doesn't chase or manipulate. It waits until God says move. And beloved, God is saying move. He's whispering it's time, not to chase, but to acknowledge. Not to pour yourself out, but to say one simple thing. I see you too. Because they've been drowning in questions, your silence kept answers out of reach. You're not cold, you're cautious, but angels say your spirit is warming again. Your heart is opening because you feel it too. That's the sign, the shift, the beginning. If this message finds you, like this video and let heaven see your heart waking up. Subscribe to Angel Messages for you so these divine confirmations keep flowing on your journey. Comment, I am open to divine love. Let this be your soft answer to the one whose heart still holds on. If this word touched you, support with a super thanks. It blesses this sacred mission to reach more souls like you. They almost texted you many times, phone in hand, unsure they didn't want to pressure you or ruin something sacred. So they waited and hoped maybe you'd say something first. Even a word or a like would have given them courage, but you stayed quiet, and they began to wonder. Does your silence mean goodbye? Beloved angels say they hurt in the silence. They're not angry or giving up, but their heart is heavy because they don't know if you're healing or hiding. They try to respect your space, but it's hard when their heart is full, with no place to put it. Hear this. They aren't afraid of your past, wounds, or flaws. They're afraid of not being allowed to love you. They fear their love will stay locked inside forever. They have dreams, visions, signs. God whispers your name to them unexpectedly. There's something about you that can only be felt, not explained. They didn't fall for an image, but for your essence. The care you show when no one notices, the way you disappear to protect your peace. The spirit that speaks when your mouth doesn't. They're terrified that you'll never let them close enough to experience it fully. But angels say there is still time. This isn't over or forgotten. You're not behind or disqualified. Heaven still arranges the divine moment, and when it comes, you'll know. Your silence will break, their heart will speak, and you'll meet somewhere sacred. If your heart feels this, don't scroll past. This is your moment to choose courage, to open again and show the angels you believe in love that waits and doesn't give up. Tap like if you know this message was meant for you. Type I believe in love's timing in the comments. Declare it, affirm it, activate your season with faith. Subscribe now to Angel Messages for you because heaven is still unfolding the story. If this message opens something in you, send a super thanks to sow into divine love and bless this sacred space where your miracle grows. They rehearsed what to say 1,000 times, how to look into your eyes, take your hand, whisper, I never stopped loving you. But every time they feel ready, your silence stands like a gate. Unlocked but uncertain, they wonder, do you feel the same? Or have you buried it so deep even your heart forgot? They remember your laughter, kindness, gentleness, even when hurting. This isn't just love, it's reverence, holy awe. They don't want to ruin it or get too close only to find you won't come with them. So they stay quiet to protect themselves, but angels say they are one breath away from speaking their truth. One confirmation, one divine sign, one crack in your silence would open the flood. You haven't seen their tears, but they've cried. You haven't heard their prayers, but they've begged heaven for peace. And peace doesn't come because loving you in silence is not peace. It's waiting in a storm without sun. They fear not love, but being too late. To say it, to show it, to prove what they've known for long. You were never just someone, you were the one. You didn't have to try. Your presence made their heart tremble. Your words made their soul remember. They were content before, but now every day without you feels hollow. Angels whisper. The silence between you isn't permanent. Heaven stirs it. Destiny nudges it. True love can't hide forever. Maybe you feel the same ache, the same wonder, the same pull that won't fade. If this is about you, don't ignore it. Type I feel the pull in comments to tell heaven you're still open, hopeful, believing. Like this video if love stirs inside and the silence screams louder than words. Subscribe now to Angel Messages for you because angels guide you closer to truth. If you resonate, send a super thanks to honor this message and activate what God prepares in your love story. They didn't expect this, not from you, not this deeply, not this eternally. But when their spirit touched yours, something ancient stirred. They fought it, told themselves it was just admiration, timing, attraction. But it was soul memory. Your souls danced somewhere long ago. When they saw you again, their soul recognized you before their mind or lips could. They saw purity, strength, God's grace wrapped in skin. Someone who listens deeply without words. Someone who carries pain yet walks in peace. Someone deserving a love that won't leave. That's when fear crept in. What if they aren't enough? What if you don't need them as much? What if your silence means you've moved on? They paused, not because they stopped loving you, but because they didn't know if your stillness was protection or rejection. Angels say they pray for clarity, for a small light, word, look, message, to show you feel it too. They don't want fireworks, just confirmation. Their heart is full, hands empty. Their love is loud, but your silence louder. Yet they wait, watch, pray for your happiness, even when it hurts. They smile when you smile, cry when you cry. Their love isn't conditional, it's connection. They remember you more than you remember yourself, and they wait because love like this honors boundaries, respects timing, and waits for heaven's sign or your whisper. If you're ready, type in comments, "I am ready for true love. Let heaven see." Like this video if your heart holds space for them. Subscribe to Angel Messages for you. More confirmations are coming. Super thanks unlocks your next divine confirmation. They didn't mean to fall so deeply, but your silence made them feel everything louder. They heard your name in sleep, saw your smile in places you'd never been, felt you in songs unsung. And when they prayed to God about you, he answered not with thunder, but soft, trembling peace. He whispered your name again, made their love holy and still. They waited because they feared their love might scare you. They didn't want to come too strong or fast, knowing your soul was bruised and your trust sacred. Your heart doesn't open with noise, but truth. They gathered courage, prayed for wisdom, asked heaven, "How do I speak when their silence is sacred?" Beloved, angels want you to know, your silence has power but creates mystery. Mystery can be misread as distance, coldness, disinterest, but that's not your heart. You're protecting what's holy. Heaven understands that, and so do they. That's why they haven't walked away. They hope your next silence turns into a sign, your stillness softens into a word, your walls become windows so they can look in. They don't want grand gestures, just one small key to the door you keep closed. If you've prayed for love that doesn't force or push, this is it. It's here but hesitating because your silence feels like maybe no, a locked garden with no home for their heart. But if you still feel anything, even quiet or hidden or barely alive, say it now. Let angels carry your response. Type in comments, "I open my heart to divine love." Seal your faith with action. Like this video if this word finds you. Let it be a sacred yes. Subscribe to Angel Messages for you because heaven isn't done. When you're ready, send a super thanks to support this sacred flow. Every gift opens space for more hearts to heal. Right now, someone waits to hear the silence break, to know it's safe to come closer. They say your silence isn't cold, it's careful, thoughtful, deep. They've never loved anyone like this because loving you feels like walking on holy ground. They don't want to rush what God writes or damage what's divine. They told angels, "This silence isn't rejection. It's sacred, but I wish I knew if I could step closer without breaking something fragile." They see you've spoken through actions, that your quiet is layered with meaning filled with prayers. But they need to know, are they part of the prayer? Has their name been whispered in your waiting darkness? They want to know if you feel the pull, the gravity, the way their name floats through your thoughts like an unfinished song. Some nights they can't sleep, wondering what went wrong. They rehearse conversations, then hold back, not to burden you. But angels heard everything and delivered their words to your heart. I'm in love but don't know how to love someone who disappears behind silence. I need something, even a blink, a sign. Can you feel the ache? It's not desperation. It's gentleness toward your silence, but they start to wonder if it's all imagined. Heaven says you're not imagining, this is real. You were brought together for a reason, but divine timing requires participation. Even soft, still, wordless, your soul can speak. Time to speak in their language. Comment Wes, I will not let love be confused by silence, or my silence has a voice, or I'm ready to be understood. Listen closely, or type, I'm ready to speak from my soul. I'm done hiding my heart, or I want love to hear me now. These words unlock the divine, signal heaven, and let your soulmate feel it. Tap like if this spoke to your quiet places, brought clarity from fog, gave peace through hesitation. If your heart stirs with confirmation, subscribe now to Angel Messages for you. Your journey is just beginning. Send a super thanks. You help this message reach hearts that need it, because what you feel isn't just spiritual, it's mutual. Next, their confession will make you weep and finally breathe. Remember, this expanded angel message of sacred silence and love awaits your brave yes. Your courage opens the door for love to bloom. Will you speak now?